I'm not sure if you guys heard the news, but Dan Snyder is out in D.C. He's no longer the owner of the Washington Commandos. Josh Harris.
That pulled the cough out of you? Yeah. That pulled the cough out of you?
I was like, wait, what?
Like a spit take. Yeah, he's out. And
it's Jonas, man. It's just Jonas.
Yeah. So he's out, and there's potential for a name change coming up at some point. That's a possibility. They've discussed that. Thank God, because the name's terrible. And so hopefully they'll come up with something better than Commanders. And so we've got all that fun stuff happening.
I think it's more so, just from what I've read and what I've heard, I think it's more so total severing of anything remnants of the former owner.
The name sucks.
Yeah. I mean, even if it even if it was an amazing name, I think they want to do away with anything that honors or even is a reminder of this era in time.
What would you guys want the name to be if they could change the name?
I'm not a part of you guys. I don't. I don't know.
What?
I don't. Those people. I don't know. I don't know, man. I've been listen. I just met there was a representative. I'll leave it nameless, remain nameless. But he flew out here.
What's his Twitter?
From the Commandos?
Yeah, to come meet with me and speak with me on Monday.
Yeah.
And
what's his Twitter account? You don't have to name his name. Just what's his Twitter account?
Yeah, I got you. Washington Commandos.
Okay.
At Washington Commandos, but we had a great conversation. And
Jay Wright?
Well, his name came up. It was not Jay Wright.
Okay.
But they just were talking about how there was like literally like 90% of every person that has worked there during the era and regime of the Snyder deal, they've been removed. And it's like,
you mean
almost,
Little Danny?
Every Little Danny with a big old fat Scrooge McDuck money vault now. But that's it's a change coming. There's a lot of mixed feelings on the reality versus the perception of the ownership change. But I mean, I'm optimistic about it. I'm definitely optimistic about what this new ownership group will do, because I just think that ultimately what it was going to come down to is just being a person to the people that work at your organization. Like, it just comes down to being someone who helps the company find solutions and makes it so that the working environment is an environment that you want to be in and that you want to thrive in. That's.
Do you think Dan Snyder keeps cash on his yacht, or do you think it's all credit?
Wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you don't want something bad to happen. Next thing you know, you lose all that cash.
Yeah, but
what are you talking about? He's on a gigantic yacht.
Okay, well, listen, I don't live the yacht life.
His biggest issue is going to be misplacing all the cash. Okay. It's not going to be like credit.
Listen, as somebody who was once part owner of a pontoon boat, I can tell you things can get dicey out there in the seas.
Hey, Q, what type of interest do you accumulate from that type of money in the bank? Like, I mean, let's just say he put $1 billion in one place to just collect, interest. What would that be? That's in the millions, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll put it this way. Let's see. A 1 month T-bill I'm seeing right now pays 5.4%.
Oof.
So do the math on that. Like, he could literally make 5.4% on his money for having it tied up, how many of those billions he wants tied up. So, yes, that would equate to millions in interest just from a 30-day T-bill.
and all he had to do was be a scumbag for 23 years.
Yeah. All he had to do was rank at the top of our list for the worst owner in professional sports.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, so, people can celebrate his departure all they want, but $6.05 billion, although he did get popped that $50 million, for
I thought he also paid out like $27 million in legal fees or something like that.
Yeah. Well, possibly.
It was like everyone kind of came after him once things ended. They started kind of nickel and diming him for a lot of what was going on. What was the total sale? The $6.05 billion.
Yeah, 6.05.
And he obviously didn't get all of that. There was some other.
Paid $60 million, not for 50, right? $60 million in fines to the league.
But I'm saying he probably he was the majority owner. There was minority owners as well.
No, he bought him out. He was like the only owner at the end.
Oh my God!
I'm pretty certain he was the only one. Because they were plotting against him.
Yeah.
They wanted him out. They didn't want out. They wanted him. They were trying to be the new ownership group, and
oh my God,
they were trying to get him ousted, and he kicked them out.
So he sold for $6 billion. Yep. Let's assume Uncle Sam takes half. Okay, so he's got $3 billion after. Is that right?
Uncle Sam is on the come up, man.
Yeah, well, that Treasury note's going to pay out about $160 million after 30 days. So there you go. Yeah.
Dang.
Why do they call it Uncle Sam? You ever think?
I never had an uncle named Sam.
Yeah,
although we do have a Sam with us.
Yeah, we do have an Iowa Sam.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Lee, do you have an Uncle Sam?
It's just you, me, and Uncle Sam.
Uncle Bob. Everybody has an Uncle Bob.
I do have an Uncle Bob.
I have a granddad. I have a granddad, Bob.
I actually am an Uncle Sam now, guys. I have a niece, so I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Oh,
so somebody has
Sam.
an Uncle Sam out there.
Yeah, a lot of Uncle Sam.
You'd be that
sure.
crazy Uncle Sam now.
I need a top hat and some white curly hair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's necessary.
All set up and ready to go for old Uncle Sam. Now, would you guys like to hear Ron Rivera?
He's fired up.
The brand new head coach, or the new head coach of the head coach of the new Washington Commanders, I should say. New ownership, a whole new outlook. This team is ready to rock. And the Commandos head coach spoke about how excited he is about the new change atop the Washington football team.
I think it's pretty exciting. I really do. You can already feel the impact. A lot of it has to do with just really the reaction from the fan base, more so than anything else. I think our guys have also felt it. They felt it, again, because of the reaction of the fan base. But what's really kind of neat, and if you look outside, you see the setup for camp, and the guys really, they're getting into this. And so it's kind of a unique feeling. It's exciting. I mean, I'm fired up about the opportunity as we go forward.
Wouldn't you be fired up, too, if it meant you were going to probably get another year based on the change with ownership?
Well, what made you guys think he wasn't going to get another year?
Well, I mean,
I didn't think that he wasn't going to get another year.
Yeah, I don't
think this is a very critical year for him this year.
I don't think
the most critical now.
I think if they go 1-16, I could see them making a change. But if they're mediocre again,
oh, that's it.
Yeah, if they're
okay. So 4-13, he's safe.
Safe. That's the line in the sand I'm willing to draw. 4 wins.
I disagree with that.
In fact,
I think that they would love nothing more than to have a clean slate all the way across.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if when they win their 4th game, we're having a celebration on this show for Ron Rivera being given another year with the Washington
He was going
Commandos.
to get another year. He was going to get another year.
Was he? Here's to your point,
this
LaVar,
season. Yeah,
this season, yeah. But to your point. I feel like a lot of times when there's a change of ownership, and it's not even like they would be saying that, Ron Rivera is not a good coach, they just want a clean slate. They just want to have their guy. They want to go through the process of hiring a guy that they hired, they feel comfortable with, sees things the same way they do, and moving forward. It happens all the time. Like you'll see companies bring it, get bought out, they bring in new management and they hire new people, and you're like, all right, I guess I'm out just because I don't fall within, whatever previous history these owners have.
Even if you're a great employee.
Right.
You're out. Yeah, even if you're there are some good employees that are now not working at Washington Commander Park, whatever it's called. They're not there anymore.
Actually, Lee, can we look that up? Yeah. What is the new park there for the Commandos called?
I think it's Little Danny's Den.
Oh, jeez.
Most positive it is.
Most positive?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Let's see.
I mean, we don't have to wait on it.
Yeah.
I wasn't waiting. I was just letting Jonas go. Like,
No,
you thought he had more than that?
Well,
No, he's only got the one line.
He's on a tangent right now.
And
Like little Danny's den.
There's no
right.
like this. I have looked into this stuff. I've researched this. They call me Show Prep Jesus for a reason. I've researched all this. I've looked into it, and it's little Danny's den. And I happen to know that it's located just outside RFK Stadium.
Well, that name will change. If that were the case, that I'm certain that would be one of the first things that's already changed. If they're not going to go in and hang out in little Danny's den, like it's just not not what's going to be. But I'll go back to the original point, which is with the coach and his scenario. He's going to have this season to have success, but again, I would be curious, even if he has by all things given, a successful season, do they still stick with him? I think that's the bigger question. Like, outside of him doing something phenomenal, like winning the NFC and going to, the NFC Championship or going to the Super Bowl, outside of something like ridiculous like that, do they move on from him? That's the question I'm asking right now, because again, you do want that clean slate. You want to have people that are from your choosing, that are running the team and doing the things with the team. Now, I will say, as it applies to a head coach or the president of the organization, like I would assume that they're going to keep Jason Wright. And the reason why is because they were looking at the fact that Jason Wright was cleaning that house up all along. Regardless of him being hired by the former regime, the job that he's been doing has actually been, praised and lauded by the people that are there. So I would say that he stands a strong chance of continuing forward in his position, at the organization. But I wouldn't say anyone from the former guard would be safe. That would include the team president. That would include the head coach. It would I would assume it would include everyone, even players.
They're gonna start 1-3. So the first 4 weeks of the season they'll be 1-3, and so there would be a lot of skepticism. But they're going to be relieved that Dan Snyder's out. They open up with a bye week against the Cardinals, and then they're at Denver, which early on in the season everybody knows the stats: at Denver, Mile High, et cetera, in week 2, and then they've got Buffalo and Philadelphia. So you're going to be 1-3 to start the season.